Check, check, check. All right, there we go. There we go, people. Mic check. All right, we live, people. Making sure my microphone was working. I think the audio's working good. Everything is good. All right, people. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so much for being here on this beautiful Wednesday evening, August the 27th, ladies and gentlemen. We made it, people. We almost there. We call Wednesdays hump days. You know what I'm saying? So we almost towards the end of the week. Hopefully this stream here tonight could, hopefully y'all out of work already, and I could bring some sort of entertainment into your world here tonight, people. All right. So thank y'all so much. Make sure y'all smashing the like button as y'all come on in. Share out the stream, which I forgot myself. Subscribe if it is your first time here. And yeah, man, we're gonna get into it. All right. We're gonna give it a couple minutes before we start talking about the topics here today. Yeah, shout outs to Mono in the building already. He's saying here, let's drop a bomb for Mono being up in here early in the building, people. He says here, I'm playing Helldivers 2 right now. It's great. I had 4 beers and play on extreme difficulty for the super samples. Only against robots on planet Curia. I love it. Fire. We're going to drop another bomb for my brother Mono, man.
Finish him.
He over there enjoying Helldivers 2, man. Yeah, we're going to talk about Helldivers 2 here tonight. We're going to talk about Helldivers 2. You know, and a few other topics here. But yeah, man. Those of y'all who ordered, not pre-ordered, or whatever, yeah, pre-ordered, or are just waiting for the regular, what you call it, like the date for this game. See here, you got 5 hours and 31 minutes left to the official launch of Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, ladies and gentlemen. Just in case y'all didn't get the deluxe, the digital deluxe, you just gotta wait 5 more hours, and you'll be able to play it. All right, you'll be able to play the standard edition. So, yeah, man, get ready and get hyped. All right, if you somebody that pre-ordered this game or are looking forward to buying it, just the standard version of it, you know, I would say go for it. Because I don't know if you was here yesterday. I live streamed the game for like 7 hours, right? I live streamed for like 7 hours straight. Well, I took a little break between for like 20 minutes. But you could see it right there. You could see it on my gameplay. And this is what I was telling y'all prior to the game coming out. When I did that live stream last Saturday, that we went over all the the digital foundry videos and all this stuff that they were talking about, with the frame drops and all this looking ugly. I said, what? I'm still going to buy the game. Still going to buy it. And I'm going to try out the game for myself. Okay? Because that's the best thing that you can do, is try something out for yourself. If it don't work out for you, then that's something different. Okay? But Digital Foundry's experience might not be your experience. You might experience something totally different. So, saying all that, you know, I've had a great time. I'm gonna continue playing it tomorrow. Okay. I didn't have a chance to do it today. Once I got home, I had to do a couple things, and then, you know, news start popping up, and I'm like, I didn't know what to do, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just leave the stream for tomorrow. So make sure y'all tune in tomorrow, where unless something crazy happens in the news, make sure to tune in tomorrow, and we're gonna continue the gameplay for Metal Gear Solid. All right. But yeah, man, I've been having an incredible time so far. Okay. Game is phenomenal. Let me see. I took a snapshot of it, I believe. The thing looks absolutely incredible. Look at this snapshot. Look how good that looks. That looks incredible. They did an incredible job. Unbelievable. But yeah. That's it for that. So yeah, get ready. So midnight, y'all be able to play that. And if y'all have played the game already, let me know what you are experiencing. Yeah, I want to know. I want to hear from y'all. Like, what's going on with y'all? You know what I'm saying? So y'all let me know. But yeah, we're gonna give it like 2 more minutes and we're gonna start the show. All right. We're gonna give it like 2 more minutes and we start the show. We're gonna start the show, ladies. Yes, yes, people. We made it. We made it. It's Wednesday, people. And also I will be playing Lost Soul Aside as well. So make sure y'all pull up. Cause I believe tomorrow I should be wrapping up the campaign for Metal Gear Solid. Because I went through 3 bosses already. I believe I have like 3 more. I think. But the only thing I heard is that the game was kind of short. So I don't really think I have that much left to go. So being that if I wrap it up tomorrow, that I'm gonna be playing Lost Soul Aside on Friday. So make sure y'all pull up the Lost Soul Aside gameplay. We're gonna see what this thing is all about. You know, I'm hoping for the best for that game. I hope that it runs good. I hope that it looks good. I saw some reports there earlier, which I'm not gonna bring up to the stream, you know, because it was kind of negative news on the game, and you know, it was according to a leak. So I'm not gonna speak on it. Okay? I'm not gonna bring that type of attention to. I'm gonna try out the game for myself, and I will make that assumption for myself. I will see if it's good or if it's not good, if it's running good, if it looked good, you know, everything. So make sure y'all pull up. Make sure y'all pull up. My brother Atticus is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Finish him.
Yo, my brother Lazy is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Finish him.
Yes, sir. Yo, Lazy, real quick, before I start the topics here. Let me know what your experience has been with Metal Gear Solid so far. You know what I'm saying? And being that you're a true Metal Gear Solid fan, right? So that's what I want to I want to hear it from someone who grew up with the game. You know what I'm saying? Who knows the game like the back of their hand. Was this game a success in your eyes? Did it meet your expectations? You know what I'm saying? Was all the drama that was going on behind it last week with the whole Digital Foundry and all that going on, right? Fast forward to the release, now you playing the game. Do you feel like that was just like them trying to, well, they're not gonna cap. They're doing what they're doing their job, but all that negativity that's around the game, do you feel like that's necessary? Me, myself, I streamed it for like 7 hours. I just said it. I didn't have no issues. The game looks beautiful. I just showed you a picture. Okay? I showed you a picture that I took on my phone. Because, like I was telling Lazy, I didn't know how to use photo mode. So all the like every time I was pressing the start button and I was going into photo mode, I was never taking the picture. So all them pics that I thought I was taking, I never took them. I didn't find them. So I just took one. Luckily, I took one with my phone, and that's how it came out. And look at how that picture looked. Look at the detail on Snake's face. See what I'm saying? Look at the detail on his face. The the paint on his face. Look how good that looks. That looks like almost like mud somehow. Like when the paint like gets dry or something like that. That's how it looks on his face, bro. Look at the textures of his hair. The bandana, the texture of the bandana. You could tell what that type of texture. It's like you could almost touch it, bro. See what I'm saying? And it runs good. It runs good. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? All right, we're about to start the show, people. It's 1-to-1, which I like. I don't have a problem with 60 frames in single player games. It hasn't crashed on me at all. Just some frame drops here and there. There you go. There you go. It seems like we've been having the same type of experience. You know, nothing game breaking, nothing that's shutting my computer off, i.e., like Mind's Eye, which completely almost broke my entire PC. Right? We don't need to get into that story again. It's running good. It dropped. Like I said, if you're saying to yourself that you're not gonna buy a game that you're so attached to because it might drop from 60 frames at one point to like 50 at some areas, and then jump back up to 60, jump back down to 55, maybe 45 in a little section that you might pass or whatever, and come back up. Like, if you're gonna let that ruin your experience, then that's on you. See what I'm saying? But it is what it is. We're gonna get into these topics, people. Make sure y'all smash the like button as y'all come on, and we're gonna get into these topics, people. Have you noticed any stuttering issues? I have not seen any stuttering issues, my brother. That's why I had to buy the game. That's the same thing that I did with Mind's Eye. I saw all that, even though Mind's Eye, there was a lot of red flags, right? A lot of red flags. Uh, coming up to the release of it, and no review codes, no Metacritic scores. Nobody got any type of reviews. So there was a lot of red flags around it. And I said, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna do it. There was a lot of controversy around that game. So I just felt the need that I had to go get it. I had to get it to see what it was about, like myself. And it turned out to be true. The game was broken. The game, it wasn't working properly, and it is what it is. But yeah, I haven't really gotten no stuttering issues. I'm good. I'm enjoying the game, bro. I'm enjoying the game. That's it. I've seen a lot of YouTubers complain about stuttering, even in cutscenes, but I haven't seen anything. And look, I'm not lying because I'm live streaming it in front of everybody. So the gameplay is there. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's on the channel. You could go and look back at the gameplay. You could see the whole 7 hours. I didn't get no stuttering. I was enjoying myself. I was playing like trash, but I was enjoying myself. I'm loving the game so far. You know? Especially the story. I'm loving the story so far. Like, it's incredible. The only time that I really noticed like frame drops, things like that, was the part when you come out of the cave. That part when you come out the cave and now you're walking through the water, and you see the guys on the enemies on those hovering, on those flying, whatever they on, that part right there. I noticed the frame drops, but that was the only part that I noticed it. You know, so I'm good, bro. On that side, I got no complaints. I got no complaints at all. I wrote a quick review on Steam on their page. I gave it a positive. I'm good. I've got no issues with it. But let's get into it, people. Make sure y'all smashing that like button, all right? Let's get into this thing here, right? So thank y'all so much for being here. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. So for the first topic here of the day. Where am I? So we're gonna talk about the numbers. Remember, I told y'all that the numbers are coming out today, the 27th. So here we are, people. It is August the 27th, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So here we are. This is my boy Matt Piscatella over here. He has a lot of information. Okay. What we see here, July 2025 projected U.S. total spending across video game hardware, content, and accessory grew 5% when compared to a year ago to 5.1 billion. Year to date spending is now 1% behind 2024's pace. So it's still behind 2024's pace by 1%. Okay? This just keep thinking about everything I've been telling you, right? Sean Layden talking about, keep selling to the same customers. Video game industry really isn't growing like that. As much as you think it isn't growing because you keep selling to the same customer. Keep all that in mind, okay? So let's get to this part here, because here we got July 2025 top 20 best-selling premium games, US, okay? And this is physical and digital. So we see here, this is from July, okay? This is the chart right here. Got, the football, the Donkey Kong made it to the number 3 spot. Tony Hawk, Call of Duty, Minecraft, Forza, Grounded 2 made it there, right, to the ranked in number 8. GTA, Red Dead, boom, 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 MLB, and Death Stranding 2 on the beach dropped from the last time that we did the that I showed you the chart, which only at that time had like about a week out. It debuted at the number 2 spot. Since that time, it fell down to the number 12 spot. Okay? Let's keep going. You see Spider-Man here still doing numbers out here. Okay? Spider-Man's still out here doing numbers, by the way. Okay, so this is the best year-to-date best-selling games US, okay, in the US. So this is from January 5th through August 2nd. You see here, Monster Hunter Wilds is up there. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, EA Sports, Call of Duty, MLB The Show, Kingdom Come, all these games, right? Split Fiction, 2K, Forza, Horizon 5, Civilization, GTA, Doom, The Dark Ages. And I'm not seeing Death Stranding 2. You understand what I be talking to y'all about? I'm not going to try to get too hype up in here tonight. But you understand what I be saying? And when you look how people was talking so much trash about Doom, The Dark Ages, think back to when Doom, The Dark Ages came out. Think about all the trash that people were talking about when Doom came out. Oh, it's not doing anything. Oh, it's not doing this, that, and the third. Whatever. And here it is sitting at the number 17 spot for the top 20 games released this year so far. It must have been doing something. I enjoyed the game. I had a great time with the game. I understand the issues people had with it, but I had a great time with the game. Anyways, I don't see Death Stranding 2 up in here. Why is that? Why is that? Let's keep going, okay? Um, hardware. Okay, he starts talking about hardware here. Okay, let me pick this up. My bad, y'all. All right, there you go. I can see that better. Hardware. Monthly. Check this out, because this is when it gets good. Monthly hardware spending grew 21% when compared to a year ago to 384 million. This is the highest hardware spending in a July month since the 441 million achieved in 2008. Hardware, again, now he starts talking about Nintendo. Nintendo Switch 2 has now surpassed 2 million units sold in the US live to date. It is currently 75% ahead of the unit sales pace of the original Nintendo Switch. See people talking trash about Nintendo. Okay? Nintendo. Just as you're reading everything, think back about all the things that are being said about these things, right? When you're talking about Death Stranding 2, talking about Doom the Dark Ages, talking about the Switch 2 when it was coming out, all that negativity. Nobody's gonna buy the Switch 2. I don't see the hype around it. 75% ahead of the original Switch. We all see how much the Switch is. I'm not saying it's gonna get there. I know no future teller, whatever that is, whatever they are. But it's 75% ahead. Let's keep going. Nintendo Switch 2 drove July's hardware spending growth. July dollar sales of PlayStation 5 hardware fell 47% compared to a year ago, while Xbox Series spending dropped by 69%. Nintendo Switch, the original, spending declined by 52%. That's it right there. 47% hardware drop. Nobody was buying PS5s. That's what that's telling you. You know why? It's dry out here. It's dry out here. From PlayStation, it's dry. That's why that's happening. The saddest thing about this whole thing is that people are waiting for a third-party game to start talking about hardware sales going back up for PlayStation. That's the saddest thing I've seen. So everybody's just waiting for Grand Theft Auto for the PlayStation numbers to start going back up. But they're not talking about no first-party game that PlayStation's doing, coming out with, that's going to be able to do that type of jump for hardware sales. You got to wait for a third-party game to come out to talk about that. 47%, bro. I'm telling you. You think things won't happen? Things can't happen? It can. Yeah, PlayStation's the market lead right now, whatever the case. They're going to start pushing people over to PC. And it could happen, and it will happen. Trust me. You start turning people off, they're gonna stop tuning in. They're gonna turn around and they're gonna find somewhere else to play games. That's just how it is. That's disgusting, right? Hardware. Nintendo Switch 2 was the best-selling video game hardware in unit and dollar sales for both July and 2025 year to date. Nintendo Switch 2 was the best-selling video game hardware in units and dollars for both July and 2025 year to date. And it just came out. Ladies and gentlemen, can we drop a bomb for the Nintendo Switch 2? That's crazy. That's crazy. Now he goes to content. July video game content spending increased 4% compared to a year ago, 4.5, boom, boom, boom. You're talking about mobile, right? In the mobile space, it grew plus 7% in July versus a year ago. And wait. Sorry about that. Wait. Let me bring that back. Content, right? July video game content spending increased by 4% when compared to a year ago, 4.5 billion. Increase. So, the increase was driven by growth in the mobile and non-mobile subscription, which is up 21% subscription segments, which offsets a 9% drop in spending on console. So what is that telling you? People are just subscribing. People are more and more signing up for subscription services such as PlayStation Plus, Game Pass, Ubisoft Plus, things like that. Non-mobile is up 21%. Think about that. Content. Year-to-date spending on non-mobile video game subscription services is now 19% higher than a year ago. Okay. Here he starts talking about the games, college football. Real quick, so when you start seeing people subscription services, blah, 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 talking about Game Pass, this, that, and the third, it's up 19%. And I'm talking about Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, Ubisoft Plus, all the things that got subscriptions, right? Nintendo, all that, up 19%. These are trends companies look at. The subscription numbers, they're going up. Video game sales, Death Stranding 2 is going down. The things they look at. Where was I? So here he starts talking about content like Donkey Kong, this, that, and the third, Tony Hawk, right? And this is for the mobile games, Monopoly Go, things like that, right? July 25 was an explosive month with 7% U.S. consumer spend growth over July 2024 and significant upheaval in the top 10. Okay. Still talking about mobile. Okay, so here he gets to the charts. So, the first chart. This is the top selling games on PlayStation platforms, okay, for the month of July. Okay? Only PlayStation. So this is from July 6th to August 2nd. So here you see college. This is the bundle. Madden. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. And then we get to Death Stranding 2. So it went from, listen, let me tell you something real quick, because I'm going to show you something. Pay attention. It debuted at number 1 when the game came out, right? Which was June 26th. This is from July 6th, okay? So from July, let me show you something. I got a calendar right. So from June 26th, okay, which is right here. My goodness. A week was the 3rd. This chart covers from the 6th of July, right here. So just a week and 3 days. One week, 1, 2, 3. And it was already out the damn top list. It was already out the list. This only survived for like a week and 3 days at the number 1 spot. This should have been at number 1 right here. This is Sony. This is a Kojima game. This is Death Stranding 2. Everybody's saying that this and that in the third. It's what I'm talking about. It's what I'm talking about. Like, where everybody at? It's not even in the top 20 year-to-date sales. It's not even there, bro. Let's keep going. Now, this is Xbox. Xbox kind of got the same things, right? Tony Hawk, Red Dead, the bundles, NBA, Minecraft, Forza, right? Forza, by the way, I almost let that slip by me. Sorry about that. Forza Horizon 5 is still at the top of the charts on PlayStation. Last month it was the number 4. Now it's at number 6. Forza is still there, people. Xbox. Nintendo. Look at Nintendo's list. You see this? This is what PlayStation wants. Okay? This right here. PlayStation wishes that their chart looked like this. They wish that their chart looked like this. But it ain't going to happen. Because PlayStation is the box for third-party games. When you see people trying to tell you, no, it's not. Oh, we here for third-party games. You here for first-party games? You here for first-party games? No, you're not. Oh. You here for first-party games? You here for first-party games? You here for first-party games? No, you're not. No, you're not. Anyways, as we cross over to PC, oh, you here for first-party games? As we cross over to PC's month of July, see Helldivers 2 there? See it? Mm-hmm. It's there, people. Grounded 2 came in at number 1 on the PC. Okay? That's the PC side of things, right? He talks about the Switch 2 Pro controller became the year's best-selling accessory in both units and dollars, okay? So I heard that controller is pretty good. Did I miss anything? No, I think that was it. Okay, yeah, that was it right there. Let me bring. So, do I think that has to do with children going back to school? I don't think so, my brother. Salute to you, bro. Salute to you, my brother. Now, I'm comparing. I compared everything. I compared PlayStation only. I compared, you got to think, right? You got to think. And you got to really where am I? So you got to think. PlayStation. Do you see PlayStation here? We can't keep bringing up every single excuse. How many excuses you want to bring up? How many? This is the year to date from January 5th of this year up until August 2nd. So this is 8 months of content here. I don't see PlayStation. Where's Death Stranding 2 at? Where's Death Stranding 2 at? That's what I want to know. Where they at? You can't say nothing about all the game Forza just came out. People talking trash about Doom the Dark Ages. It made it to the top 20. Donkey Kong Bonanza. Oh, look at the graphics. It looks ugly. Blah, blah, blah. It's in the top 20. That just came out. That's the perfect example right there. You can't say that because the game just came out. Well, Donkey Kong came out after that. And it made the top 20 for the year. Not for just the month of July. For the year. It's in the top 20. This is what I be talking about with PlayStation fans. This is what I be talking about right here. I knew it. I said, wait. I didn't want to dive too deep into it before because I told y'all, let's wait until the 27th and we're going to talk. And here we are, August 27th. And what do I see? What I don't see is Death Stranding 2 in the top 20 for the year. That's what I don't see. All that money being spent on the game. AAA, Kojima, all those actors he got to pay. Those are top paid actors that he got on that game, bro. Those people they request money. They're not cheap. He got to use the Decima engine. He might get a discount, but it ain't cheap. He got to do all that marketing. He does the game on his own. We all know how Kojima works. Kojima works on his own. He does his own thing. He creates his own games. All that time spent, hard work and dedication, all that. Everybody talking about they love Kojima, this, that, and the third. They can't wait. The music, the soundtrack with Woodkid. You got to pay Woodkid, which did an outstanding job with that soundtrack. He's on a world tour. He got to rent out arenas, speakers, public speakers, makeup artists, that people that, work the lights in the stadiums, sound people with the microphones. There's a whole setup, marketing team, posters, so much money. So much money. That the man is on a world tour. I don't think y'all really understand how expensive a world tour is. I don't think you understand, bro. For this video game. Rolling out the red carpet. And it can't even make the top 20. You got Donkey Kong up in here, who ain't doing no world tour. Probably spend 75% less money making the game. No voice acting. No state-of-the-art, cutting-edge graphics. No ray tracing. None of that. None of that. None of that. Choppy mess. Everybody making fun of it. Look how ugly that looks. Is in the top 20, though. So who you think is making more profit? Even at the game being in the 20 spot, who you think is making more profit? No world tours, no soundtrack from Woodkid, no paying actors like Norman Reedus and Ella Fanning and all of them. None of that. None of that. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. That $2 million ain't enough. That $2 million is not enough. I'm telling you right now. That's not enough. That's this is crazy. That's crazy. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving to this topic here. Okay? Helldivers 2 becomes the best seller on the Steam due to Halo crossover. As you see here, right? It has, since the release yesterday, it shot up to the #1 spot as Steam's best sellers list. Okay? So this is the best selling list of Steam. Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater right there. Right there. Right behind it. I hope the game does good. I hope Snake Eater sells good because it really is. They did a great job. You know what I'm saying? But there go Helldivers 2. There go the PC community once again. Coming through in the clutch for Helldivers 2. One of the greatest multiplayer games out there. You could put up Helldivers 2 close to with any multiplayer game that's out there. You could put it up against it. That's how good it is. So there you have it, right? It's at the top of the selling charts. Also, with Helldivers 2, I got this news right here. This, I'm gonna read a little bit about this one, okay? Following the release of Helldivers 2 on Xbox, players noticed a huge surge in player count. On Reddit, the community noted a player count increase of 325,000, which then quickly rose over to 400,000. Now, on Discord, Arrowhead CEO Shams Georgiani has shared a screenshot showing that the player count totaled 549,000. No, 500,490 at one point. Sorry. In showing the screenshot, Georgiani said, "This is going to be a bit awkward, but can I ask you to stop shitting your pants somehow?" Georgiani asks, and soiling breaches has become a bit of a joke or a meme that everyone is well aware of after the Arrowhead CEO went viral within the community warning players, shit your plans over what's coming back in May. So this is the screenshot that he shared. So you can see here, 500,490. So this was the peak on Steam. So he's including everybody, like Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox and things like that. So it surpassed, and this was just on Steam right here alone. Okay. So this is fantastic. So for PC alone via Steam charts, we can see that the player count rapidly rose from a peak of 56,000 on August 26th to the peak of 167,000 on August 27th. So this is the peak that it got, right, when the game dropped on Xbox. Everybody went back in there. So that's it right there, okay? So that's good news for Xbox. Good news out of the PC community coming back in there. We're gonna have to wait and see what the numbers are on sales as far as the Steam charts go. Yeah, because we're not gonna be able to know how many is sold on Xbox or somehow. I'll see if I find information on it and things like that. But it's too soon, so we're not gonna know yet, okay? So, also, let's go to this page here because now we're sticking with PlayStation. Because now, Fire Sprite Studio is staffing up for a next generation dark story-driven adventure game, people. They say here that we're striving for a specific whatever of character and emotion that delivers distinct performance, heightens player immersion, and sets a new bar for gameplay character animation. As a part of the animation team, you will be instrumental in bringing that ambition to life. Interestingly, the use of the term dark has already been used to describe an in-development project at Fire Sprite Studio, with a report in August of last year also stating the mystery title is based on an existing horror IP. So that's it. They're the ones that they call it Horizon Call of the Mountain for the PSVR 2. That's that team, okay? So they're working on a new AAA right here, okay? AAA ambitions with a strong emphasis on character, okay? So that's that, right? It looks like they're just gonna start working on that. So guess what? We're not gonna see that title coming this generation. We're gonna have to wait till next generation. Okay? And speaking on that, we're gonna move on to the next topic here, people. We're gonna move on to the next topic here. Here is the latest out of Sony Santa Monica. Another job listing points to a new God of War game. Here we are. So, it says here, according to that job listing, you will assist, collaborate with, and take direction from lead combat designers and directors as needed to take various characters from concept to implementation completion. He will also work with multiple disciplines, including animation, level design, character art, biz dev, encounters, etc., in ensuring that characters are cohesively executed in game. Okay. Um, the job description mentions experience in-depth combat system mechanics and enemies in one or more third-person melee action RPGs, while preferred experience mentions candidates who are fluent with a combat design choices, system mechanics, and enemies in God of War 2018 and 2022's God of War Ragnarok. Um, Even without the mention of the last God of War games, the experience job description definitely fits the description of a God of War title. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So, this is another job, right? Wait, did they say something here? Meanwhile, Cory Barlog confirmed Sony Santa Monica Studio is working on a brand new, technically ambitious IP. So at the very least, we're getting at least one title from the developer. This does tie in with previous reports that the studio has several unannounced projects in the pipeline. I don't care about that. The fact of the matter is, we haven't heard anything. What am I supposed to get excited about reading this if we haven't heard or seen anything? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just starting to ramp up. So that means we gotta wait for a real next gen God of War game on the PlayStation 6. We're not getting that this generation. This generation, washed. Cory Barlog's game that they just mentioned there, we don't know. We haven't even seen the game yet. We haven't heard nothing. Is it safe to assume that by the time we do hear, we finally hear what that game is, that it's going to be close to launch? Let's say he drops that news next month, October. Does that mean we're going to get that game in May of 2026? Or is it still going to say still in development? Oh, we're going to have more for you, some more news next year. We're going to share some more news next year, sometime next year. So stay tuned. And we're going to have to wait more. And chances are the first time they show it is going to be a damn CGI trailer. This is what I'm talking about. We got nothing, bro. We got nothing. And if he does that and he extended to 2027, that might be a cross-generational title with the PlayStation 6. That means this generation washed. And also, by the way, you know who else is hiring? Hold on. By the way, you know who else is hiring? By the way, I'm going to show you right here. You know who else is hiring? Senior technical artist, shaders and rendering. Passionate about developing cutting-edge shaders and exploring innovative materials, advanced rendering techniques. Apply now. There you go. Naughty Dog is hiring people. All we've seen from them is a damn CGI trailer, which we're closing in to a year ago. That was shown at last year's Game Awards, which was in December. Closing in on that. Are we going to see something else from this game? Is this game coming out in 2026? Because according to people's calculations, PlayStation is not going to show anything that's not within at least 18 months of release. That's what people telling me. That's what I'm seeing out here. That PlayStation is now only doing things within an 18-month release. They decided to show us the game last year. That means the game should be coming out in May of 2026, according to their calculation. That game gonna come out 2026? We have yet to find out. If it doesn't come out 2026, that's gonna get pushed into 2027. The earliest, according to Jason Schreier. The earliest, which is now what? Pushing towards that PlayStation 6 cross-generation title. Meaning what? This generation right here, washed. Is a wash. It's washed. Anyways, that's the latest out of Sony Santa Monica. We're going to stick to PlayStation. Because here we are. The next PlayStation 6, Xbox Next will feature plenty of ray tracing performance improving tech, but RT without compromise is still decades away. They say here, commenting on NVIDIA's RTX hair technology on X, tech-savvy user, the Venton Gamer, posted a list of tech they think would vastly improve ray tracing performance, including fast matrix math, for which RDNA 4 architecture laid out of groundwork, 2x intersection testing, unified LDS/LO cache, dedicated stack management and traversal HW, coherency sorting HW, and 3-coordinate decompression geometry HW. Commenting on the list, well-known AMD leaker Kepler L2 said that the NeoGAF forums that the next AMD GPU architecture that will power the PS6 and the next generation Xbox will have all this tech and a lot more, so significant ray tracing performance on consoles should be expected. However, all this tech is not going to allow for ray tracing without compromise, according to the leaker, who predicts something of the sort is around 2 decades away. Delivering better ray tracing performance seems to be one of the areas Sony is focusing for PlayStation 6, as the new generation system will reportedly deliver 5 to 10 the performance of the base current generation title. Rasterization performance, on the other hand, is said to improve by only 2 to 3 times, which may sound disappointing to some, but should be more than enough to allow the system to easily hit 4K resolution at 120 frames gameplay while costs down as much as possible. Although it remains to be seen how much the new console will end up costing at launch. Whatever. Who cares, right? It will not come without compromise. Okay? According to the leakers, who predict something of the sort is still around 2 decades away, Sony is focusing on the wrong things. Because I'm going to tell you right now, console gamers do not care all that much for ray tracing. So I feel like PlayStation and Xbox or whatever, they're wasting their time trying to implement this whole ray tracing features into these consoles, when they could be spending that energy somewhere else. So it's gonna come with compromises. The rasterization performance, on the other hand, is set to improve by only 2 to 3 times. So I got a real question. I have a real question here. Do you think that PlayStation 6 will still be running games 30 frames per second? Like, that's a real legitimate question. Are we expecting PlayStation 6 to run every game at 60 frames? Quality mode. Are we expecting that? Is that what we talking about here? Or are we talking about, again, 30 frames per second with quality mode? What are we talking about here? Again, that's years away. So we still got a couple, 2-3 years to go. But that better not be. The time better not come. The day better not come that this PlayStation 6 comes out. It will be costing around $750, by the way. At a $750 plus $800 console comes out, and you still running games at 30 frames. I'm gonna go off. It's ridiculous. That's a real question, bro. That's a real question that I got. Anyways, y'all let me know how y'all feel about that one. We're going to keep it moving, people. Okay? We're going to keep it moving here. Because this is new, by the way. Breaking news right here, people, by the way. This news just dropped like what? Like 35 minutes ago. So, PlayStation's Gummy Bear live service game is entering the pre-alpha community testing at Team LFG. I'm about to be talking about Team LFG. Where you at? This is them right there. They're the ones doing Project Gummy Bear. PlayStation officially revealed Team LFG in May. A new first party studio spun out of Bungie's incubation team during the company's restructuring. The studio's debut project, new IP, is pitched as a team-based action game with a light, comedic sci-fantasy tone, pulling ideas from fighters, platformers, MOBAs, life sims, and even frog-type games. Back in 2023, the Game Post reported the project's codename Gummy Bears, which was later confirmed on PlayStation's official career site. Our report also outlined early gameplay details, which appeared to be somewhat of a mix of mobile-style objectives and Smash-like arena combat, featuring percentage-based damage and knockback eliminations. So now they're talking about the pre-test, okay? So the Game Post has spotted a new staff community developer role on Team LFG's career page that strongly suggests the project is moving into pre-alpha phase with closed community testing like on the horizon. The listing states that the hire will build a pre-alpha community from the ground up via Discord and other social channels to grow a new multiplayer action game. We are seeking pro-social value aligned staff community developer to join our team, the listing reads. You will work closely with the game directors and leads to set the direction for our community management strategy. In this role, you will build a pre-alpha community from the ground up via Discord and other social channels to grow a new multiplayer action game. We consider this specific community role to be more of a behind-the-scenes architect instead of spokesperson. Instead the spokesperson to design out game systems and events that foster engagement and draft policies that community members adopt to self-regulate conduct towards good sportsmanship. Most importantly, you will work with a fun, dedicated, and passionate team devoted to turning a creative dream into a franchise at PlayStation. And that's it right there. So that's it. That's the job posting for them. So they're still hiring for that position, and once they hire them, then they're gonna get the ball rolling with the whole Discord and build that community. Then they're gonna start the pre-alpha, get people's feedbacks, do things like that. So The pre-alpha could go pretty quick, or it could take a while. Who knows, right? But I could see this game coming out next year if everything goes good. But it's a live service game. That type of game that they describe in there, I have no idea what the hell this game is gonna be. But it better be good. Because if it ain't good, it's gonna flop. You see what I'm saying? If they start that trailer of this game, when they finally premiere it and announce it to us, to the public, and that trailer starts off with a bunch of bubbles flying up to the sky, bloop, 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 bubbles, and all giddy up, and all Fortnite skins, like the art style, and like Kitty, yeah. Flop. I'm telling you right now. We start seeing, go. Bubbles, bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah, punching this, that, flop. So let's wait and see. It sounds like that's what it's going to look like. It's sounding like that's the type of game it's going to be. But we going to wait and see what they come up with. So yeah, that's it right there. And that's a team coming out of Bungie's incubation team. Okay? These are the people that are working on this game. So let's wait and see. What happens with this game. Okay? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that one. We're going to keep it moving. We still sticking with PlayStation. Because apparently they made funding refunds easier now. So now, basically, all you got to do is go to the PlayStation app and go to the PS Store, hit the menu button at the top right of the screen. It looks like 3 little lines. You hit that. You hit the transaction history option, and it should be the last option in the menu. Tap any purchases and choose request refund option. That should be it right there. Okay? And this is what it's going to look like. Hit request, boom, and you'll be able to get some answers and within a couple days. I don't know how that works. So that's what they're doing with that. This still doesn't take away the fact that, their refund policy is trash. Okay? It don't take away the fact that it's trash. Okay? The way PlayStation does it, it has to be within the 14 days for you to try to get your refund. You cannot download the game. Think about that. You know how sometimes when you purchase it, you just so used to hitting download, right? Once you hit download, even if you don't play the game, you don't open the file, you don't do nothing. If you just happen to press download, it's over. You ain't getting your money back. That's trash. That's what they gotta fix. You gotta fix that. At least the Steam store, they give you 2 hours to play the game. If you pass the 2 hours, then you got to keep the game. But you get to download the game. You get to try it out the first couple hours. Within an hour and a half, you don't think you're going to like the game? Request, refund, and they give you your money back. Shouldn't that it be that way for PlayStation? Why isn't it that way? Why? Somebody please tell me why. So this is not a plus. This is not a plus. This is trash. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that one. These people out here making me. We're going to move over. Do I got any other PlayStation news? Do I have any other PlayStation news here? I don't think I do. Nah, I don't think I do. Okay? It's just, bro, PlayStation, these people are making me sick, bro. I had it with these people. I had it with them. Anyways, Unreal Engine 5 performance issues are mainly caused by development process, leaving optimization last, Epic CEO says. Check this out. Check this out. Pay attention. Speaking in an interview with Korean outlet, this is game spotted by Clawsome Gamer, conducted during the annual Unreal Fest 2025 held at COEX in Seoul. Epic CEO Tim Sweeney was asked about the known Unreal Engine 5 performance and optimization issues, highlighting that the primary reason games powered by the engine don't run well on certain system configurations is the development process, or rather the development order. Many developers start working games on high-end hardware and leave optimization and testing for lower-end hardware for the final stages of development. Optimization is not an easy task and should be implemented early in the development process, Sweeney added, and Epic is preparing several measures to address this issue. The first one is to improve Unreal Engine 5 support, add automation features for various devices that will make developers work faster and easier. The second is to improve developer training to provide optimization-specific training and raise awareness on how optimization should begin early in the development process. With games being more complex than 10 years ago, optimization issues can no longer be addressed at engine level only. So game developers and engine developer must collaborate to solve these issues, Sweeney concluded. So, basically, that approach that he's talking about is the same approach that CD Projekt Red is taking with The Witcher 4. Remember, we saw that Witcher 4 that sit down with the team of CD Projekt Red. They were saying that they used to start the same way that he explained it, from the top to the bottom. Now they're starting Witcher 4 from the bottom top. They said that it's easier to upscale than to downscale. They found it a lot harder because once you got all these high-end parts, high-end PCs, you see how far you could take the game, and now you got to downsize that for the console. It becomes a much more difficult task rather than you just starting from the console, working your way up. Now, as you work your way up, you know where you could take the game, know where you could take it. So it's just gonna be a lot easier to develop the game. Okay, so that is the issue with Unreal Engine, that the developers aren't taking the time to understand the engine, do all the optimizations they gotta do with it. It takes a lot of time. It takes work. You gotta learn the engine. You gotta learn the little tricks around it. Maybe you gotta try to perfect it. You see what I'm saying? You gotta learn it. If you don't learn it, you're not gonna know how to use it. That's the same thing with anything. If I never learned how to use a PC, I wouldn't even be here. You gotta learn how to use it. So that's the problem that the developers are not doing. They're not taking the time to do that. So the tools are there to develop these games with Epic, with Unreal Engine. They're there. It's just how you use it. We seen Expedition 33. That's Unreal Engine 5. That's a small team. They used it. They didn't use it to its perfection. See what I'm saying? But they used it. They got their game running good. That game is gonna be Game of the Year on an Unreal Engine 5. So what's the problem? What's the problem? We got a small development team with like 40 people. The first game they've ever done as a team. You go back and you see that video of how they came together. Some of those developers in that team, before they got there, they were driving for Uber. Yo, let me get a cab. One of those developers came from there. Granted, he was a developer before, but he wasn't working in the field. Once you get out the field, you start working in a different field, you start to forget a couple things from your previous jobs because now you focus on your current job. He was an Uber driver. And there's a bunch of other developers. They were doing a whole bunch of other things. Everybody was in their own world. These people come together, use Unreal Engine 5, build the story, everything around Expedition 33. Next thing you know, it's going to go for Game of the Year. And chances are, it's going to win Game of the Year. So what the hell's going on here? This is why I can't stand these people out here. I can't stand Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine is trash without even knowing what the hell's going on. Because what's going on is your developers, they're not doing their job. That's the real issue here. If it's complex or what, if it's complex, it can't be that complex. If a small team like that came in here and used it, coming from working out of Uber, come up in here, use the engine, Game of the Year. What the hell's going on here? Anyways, that's it for that. Okay, that's it for that. I'm gonna try to keep this live, short and sweet. Okay, a lot of people quiet up in here. I've been bashing PlayStation. A lot of people quiet. It's okay. What's going on with my glasses, bro? A lot of people quiet over here. So let me try to get through these quicker so I could get up out of here. This guy retired because they wanted him to do another Devil May Cry. And he didn't want to do that. Okay? Let me paraphrase it. So Capcom wanted him to do a Devil May Cry or a Dragon's Dogma sequel, right? But he's about to retire. His age, because of his age and things like that. So he wants to retire. So he wants to do his last project, like, like a passion project. He want something that he wants to do, that he's been wanting to do, and that's why he retired. Okay, because he's done making those games. He felt like they should give that to somebody up and coming, and let him do his final game as something that he wants to do. Capcom is not giving him that option, and that's why he retired early. Okay? We're going to keep it moving to the next topic here. No Man's Sky got a new update. This is the game that I'm always forgetting its name when I'm speaking about Starfield, right? And things like that, and games not making a comeback. When I spoke about Concord the other day, and I was like, yo, why couldn't Sony just do what this game did? No Man's Sky. It was this one. I couldn't get the name. Like, they had a horrible release. Horrible. They didn't cancel the game. They didn't pull the game out the store and say, yo, we're not running this. They came up with a plan. They went back to the drawing board. And they came up with a plan. That's what you do. I like PlayStation's ass. 2 weeks, y'all take Concord off the store. Get everybody their money back. That's why you can't tell me nothing about no other game. No Redfall. You can't tell me nothing about no Starfield. You can't tell me nothing about Hellblade 2. You can't tell me nothing about none of those games. Because you know why? They could be trash. All you want to say they trash. But you know what? At the end of the day, I could boot up my Xbox app, and you know what I can do? I could press play on Redfall. I can't do that with Concord. So what's really trash? I be telling y'all, Sony don't know what they doing, bro. They don't know what they're doing. Anyways, and I'm going to keep getting at their ass. This is the new update here. Let me show y'all this. This is the new update that they got here. Check this out.
This is for the explorers, the wanderers, where others see darkness.
Bro, look how incredible this looks. Look at that, bro. Look how incredible that looks.
Worlds waiting to be found. They expand our horizons. They reach farther. They go first, while others sleep. They dream.
This game looks incredible. Game looks incredible. You can build your own ship now. And it's a free update, people, by the way. By the way. That's a free update, people. So that's the latest coming out of that game. You know, the only thing is that you gotta live in that game. But I'm gonna buy it one day because I gotta see that game like here, like in my face. I just want to like play it for a little bit and see it and things like that. Like I have to, bro. That game looks incredible. Visually, it's just like a MMO. Like you gotta basically live in that world. You see what I'm saying? And I don't got time for that. But I'm definitely gonna buy it one day and try it out. Probably stream it for a little bit so y'all can see it. But game looks fire. You know, this is everything that Todd Howard wanted Starfield to be. And failed miserably at doing so. Starfield ain't got nothing on this right here. Nothing. Okay? We're gonna keep it moving, people. What's this? New report details caused by layoffs at Candy Crush. And Microsoft making daily AI use mandatory, okay? I think these people are going to try to sue them. Quote, let's go to the quotes. The mandated AI use of Microsoft from Microsoft certainly hasn't helped morale, but one source didn't lay the blame entirely at daily AI use at Microsoft's feet. The fault, as is usually the case, lies with poor leaders in their eyes. Microsoft and AI is one cause of the low morale, but the toxicity is the endemic of the leadership team at King. Quote, it didn't matter that it was people who worked there for 10 or more years who contributed to the success and earned promotions. Performance didn't matter, said one source. King has a rubric for its employee performance reviews, but according to a senior manager, nothing about the regular protocols for letting staff go seemed to factor in. The logic for who has been chosen to be laid off has been hard to figure honestly. The rational outline was our heavy management layer and inefficient product development, but looking at the people let go, it doesn't align. The reasoning behind the cut seemed even more skewed, with other sources claim several of those cut staff were rehired shortly after. So they continue here. Every question or piece of feedback was always connected to a name, which scared a lot of people, rightfully so. As a manager, I was always trying to deliver that feedback to the leadership team anonymously, but I was pressed on names. Okay? Another source added, HR has often protected toxic leaders and put pressure on the difficult employees for reporting the issue. Employees that were vocal and known for being vocal have been targeted by HR on several occasions. On the AI stuff, AI was being introduced by Microsoft as mandatory a while ago. The goal for last year, if I recall correctly, was having a 70 or 80% daily usage of AI on general tasks. And the goal for this year was to get up to 100%, so that every artist, designer, developer, even managers have to use it on a daily basis, bro. That's Microsoft. That's Microsoft. That's your boy Satya right there. That's y'all boy Satya right there. See what I'm saying? You know the one from Team Green? You know the one that y'all keep buying up Forzas on the PlayStation? More than y'all buy Astrobot? More than y'all buy Death Stranding 2? That's your boy Satya right there. I mean, this is regular stuff that happens in corporate America. HR, you know, being a shit show that HR usually is. They don't care. You think HR is on your side. They not on your side. So if you in some sort of corporate American world and you think that one day you're going to have an issue and HR is going to resolve that issue for you, think twice. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Let's keep it moving, people. I should have brought this up after the last segment, but because here is Starfield, by the way. I forgot I had this up here. There's a new update coming to Starfield, people. Everything is what we did before, plus more fidelity, more complexity. To me, Starfield was like making 4 games. You have your running around, shooting aliens and space guys. You have your flying around in a spaceship, shooting other spaceships. You have a ship builder game. You have an outpost game. You can't build a ship. The hell are you talking about? As it comes to Starfield, I could show you what really building a starship, a ship is. I could show you in No Man's Sky, because the update dropped today, and I already saw footage of them building a ship, like piece by piece. The thrusters, the front, the nose, the windows, everything. You build your ship piece by piece, however you feel like building it. In No Man's Sky. What the hell is this guy talking about? 4 games in 1. The hell you talking about? That game is trash. You see what I be saying about these people? This is why I can't stand Bethesda and Todd Howard and them. He swears, bro. Like his games are it. Like you could do that. It's trash. It's trash. My goodness. Anyways. We have some cool stuff coming. Okay, let me read you this. Including free updates and features the players have been asking for, as well as the new DLC story. I can't go into the details just yet, but I will say the team has been focused on space gameplay to make the travels there more rewarding. We're also adding some new game systems and a few other smaller delights. There's also some really interesting stuff. I don't care. Your last DLC was trash. Shattered Space. Right here. Pick that up. Shattered Space. That last DLC was trash. So I don't care. Make the game better and then talk. we're going to keep it moving. Because when you stand on business, this is what happens. Okay? This is what happens when you stand on business. Okay? What happened? Remember, Call of Duty was just out here talking about it don't matter what Battlefield does. We're at the top of the food chain. We're Call of Duty. We're not going nowhere. Blah, blah, blah. We're going to do what we want. Blah, blah, blah. This, that, and the third. Next thing you know, there's trouble over there. Next thing you know, where was it? Where was it that I read that? So now, because I can't find it. So now, apparently from the Black Ops 6, everything was supposed to be transferred over to Black Ops 7. Everything you purchased, right? So if you purchase these Beavis and Butthead skins, you know, the Nicki Minaj skins, the American Dad skins, the Ninja Turtles, and all that, the guns, everything was supposed to transfer over to Black Ops 7. That is not the case anymore because they are now noticing that the people are talking back and pushing back. So, because I want to see the part what they say. Okay, so here it is. Okay. Fast forward to today on a blog post for the official Call of Duty website. A community post speaking to you, the community. Call of Duty has pulled up a chair, spun it backwards, and is sitting on it all cool like. The opening paragraph reads, "We know there's been a lot of conversation recently about the identity of Call of Duty. Some of you has said we've drifted from what made Call of Duty unique in the first place. Immersive, intensive, visceral, and in many ways grounded. The feedback hits home. We take it seriously. We hear you. Hey Sport, hey Champ, come here, pal. We hear you. We here at Call of Duty hear you. That's why weapon and operator skins from Black Ops 6 won't be carrying over to Black Ops 7. Can we drop a bomb for Battlefield 6, please?
Finish him.
So, a clean slate, a lesson learned thanks to your passion around Call of Duty. They will still be usable in Warzone, though, obviously. That's the metaverse experiment that's been rolling for years. But our new AAA game coming soon to Black Ops 7, we're changing it just for you. So there it is. They're not going to tell you that it's because of Battlefield 6. They're not going to tell you none of that. But it is because of that. They see everything. They see the numbers. They saw those beta numbers jump over 500,000 concurrent players on Steam. They saw that. They see the talk around town. They know what's going on. But they were just talking like they were the like, we Call of Duty. We don't got to do nothing. We're going to sell regardless. Remember that. And here they are bending the knee. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. You got to be about action. That's what you got to do. You got to be about action. That's it. That's it. We're going to keep it moving here, okay? Silent Hill received a new trailer, right, for the movie. And it's called Return to Silent Hill. This is going to be the second one. The first one, remember, came out in 2006. Okay? So this is the trailer for the second movie of Silent Hill, right? Let's take a look at this real quick. If you're around some kids or whatever, this might be a little scary. So I advise you to put the volume down if you want to watch it, or turn away, whatever. But in case you're around kids, all right, this might be a little scary. Let's do it.
Something's happened here. Something really, really bad.
All the darkness, you can't keep it away. Please don't go any further. You don't know what kind of hell you have to face.
Woo! I still gotta play that game, bro. I haven't played it yet. Okay. I still gotta play that game. I'm gonna get to it at some point. All right. Probably the like around this time, this Halloween, I'll probably get into it. If no other like horror game comes out during that. So if I get some time during Halloween, I'll be streaming that one. Because they are working on Silent Hill 1 remake, right? So I don't know when that one's supposed to come out. But and then Silent Hill F. I forgot when Silent Hill F comes out. I gotta find out. Oh no, wait, I got a list right here. Silent Hill F. October. Nah, there's nothing in October. Dragon Quest Arc Raiders comes out the 30th. Nah, all right. So I'll be streaming that like around Halloween. Oh yeah, all right. So yeah, that's it right there. That's Silent Hill. They back again. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that one. We're gonna keep it moving, right? Speaking on Claire Obscur, this is now gonna become a franchise. They said here in an interview with Mr. Matty Plays on YouTube, creative director Guillaume Broche said that Claire Obscur will be the franchise name, while Expedition 33 is just the first story it has to tell in the series. Quote, Claire Obscur is the franchise name. Expedition 33 is one of the stories that we wanted to tell in the franchise. Exactly what it looked like and what the concept will be is still too soon to announce. But what is sure is that this is not the end of the Claire Obscur franchise, all right? So think about it like that, like the Final Fantasy franchise, most recently, right? Like the Black Myth, right? It's Black Myth is the franchise, and then is whatever comes after. Got the Wukong. Now we're gonna get the Zhang Kui story, and Black Myth, Zhang Kui, Black Myth, Wukong, Black Myth, blah blah blah, like that. So that's what Claire Obscur is gonna become. So I'm excited for that. As you know, like this is my game of the year, right? So I'm excited to see what else they're gonna come up with. They're gonna have more money behind the next project, so the game is gonna look better. It's gonna run better than than Expedition. It's gonna have a bigger budget. So I can't wait to see what a team like this, with what they did, being a small indie studio with that amount of money. I want to see what they can do with now a much bigger budget for the second game and things like that. So, yeah. So, it's becoming a franchise, ladies and gentlemen. Can we drop a bomb for Sandfall Interactive, please? My goodness.
Finish him.
My goodness. Yo, Lunchi, what up? Yeah, no carrying gear over skins. It's a wrap. We're going to keep it moving here to the last topic here, and then we can watch some trailers or do whatever for a couple minutes, and then we up out of here, people. All right? Resident Evil Requiem is set to run at 60 frames with ray tracing on PS5 Pro. Let's take a look at this video. Because Digital Foundry got to play it at Gamescom, and that's what they had to say about it, okay? So let's take a look at this real quick. We're just going to take a look at this quick section here.
Out a couple videos this week talking about Resident Evil Requiem and Pragmata, as we say with Rich. Pragmata from Capcom. We talked about the high-end PC experience that we observed at the NVIDIA booth, right, Alex? That was fun. It was great to see it. We saw the Path Tracer in action in Resident Evil. looks insane. But of course, you read the comments under it, and they're actually good. They're perfectly reasonable here, where people are like, okay, well, you're talking about this high end experience running on a 5090. That doesn't bode well for the other systems. Like, we made a comment about how, say, Resident Evil Requiem wouldn't work well with SSR, and they're like, well, I guess that means consoles will have SSR. But thankfully, I've played all these on PS5, including Onimusha, by the way, and I actually have impressions. So I actually want to start with Resident Evil Requiem.
On PS5 Pro,
And
by the way.
yes, so everything here running on PS5 Pro, the professional. It's excellent. So it does have the full suite of ray tracing features here, including the RT reflections. It looks glorious. Now, obviously, if you know, especially if you know where to look, you're not going to get that extreme granularity and perfect precision of a path tracer, right? But what they've done here artistically and the ray tracing they are using is very robust.
What y'all think?
Everything looks excellent. And best of all, it was a full, completely stable 60 frames per second. So this version looked great. Image quality was good. Performance was good. The main difference that you might notice, especially with reflections, is things like you lose a lot of that like extreme sharpness and clarity that you get. Like the way I think they were using. That's right. There was
when
a
I
little bit of
first
noise,
saw
but
that,
the
bro, I
ray
was
reconstruction
wilding.
in the Path Tracer version was still pretty good, I would say. Right.
Look at the difference.
Obviously, you're not going to get that level of clarity here in the console. Reflections smear a little bit more, especially in mirrors.
That's what
but
path tracing.
honestly, I think most users will be very happy here, and it's genuinely stunning looking, which is why I'm not confident. I believe this is a current gen only game. Like, unlike what Capcom's done before, don't expect a PS4 version. Don't expect Xbox One. Certainly not Xbox One. This is going to be current gen only. I'm going to put that out there, and we'll see if it sticks. But I think they have fully went all in on ray tracing with this game, and the whole vision about what they're doing with the visuals is derived from that ray tracing feature set. So it's good. And I think this demo is just a tiny teaser. I believe the full game will be much larger in scope. I don't think it's just going to be limited to like little hallways and hiding from creatures, right? But I will say the footage we have here that we captured was captured only at 1080p. Image quality was actually much better than this, but it was limited by the capture device we used, so you get an idea of what we saw. The only thing that really dragged down, and Alex, you saw this as well, is the booth. That's whoever set up the booth for Capcom. They used a bunch of Samsung LCDs that were frankly abysmal.
They were bad.
They were extremely bad, like horrible black levels. They had this issue where like genuine smearing trailing behind stuff, and the type where like if you have like a dark scene, you turn one way and you get pink trails, you turn the other way, you get yellow trails. It was just this like, it was really, really bad.
Horrible.
And that's not the game's fault. That was the screens. So if you played it there and you thought there was actually, were they doing art? I think they might have been doing RTGI as well. But it is there once again, super clean, looks great. It's exactly what I had hoped for. And I already gave my impressions in the game. I really, really like this game. It was one of my favorite things at the entire show. But the key here is that on PS5 Pro, outside of a couple little dips and cutscenes, it was a very stable 60 frames per second throughout, right? So that's key. Even in the pre-release phase, both of these games running great. They both have the full RT setup. No problems there. Then we come to Onimusha.
So that's good, right? So that's good. Those games will be running at 60 frames. So so that's good right there. Right? So that's with them like playing the game at Gamescom and things like that. So shout outs to Capcom. So they doing big things with these two titles, okay? These are, two highly anticipated games that are coming out. So the fact that they're, running this 60 frames, mind you, they are playing it on the Pro. But 60 frames on that Pro, ray tracing and all that. Well, in the demo, which is what he was talking about, right? So for Resident Evil, like that hallway scene, when you in that was the demo that they played. Anything outside of that, we don't know yet, right? So that's only speaking on what he's played. But yeah, if it's running like that the whole game, then that's a huge win right there. And I believe Capcom is gonna do it. Okay, I believe they're gonna do it. So yeah, that's it, people. That's the show. Those are the main topics of the show. I have, let me see. Oh, and by the way, No Man's Sky. Okay? Think about this. No Man's Sky is going to be the first game to run PlayStation's PSSR on the PSVR 2 with this update that we got today. Can we drop a bomb for No Man's Sky, please?
Finish him.
It wasn't a PlayStation first party game that did that was the first game. It wasn't them. It wasn't them. It was a third party game that did it. The first game on the PSVR to use the PSSR technology. No Man's Sky. There it is. The first. The first, people. Let me see what else I got for y'all. Oh, the plates. The plates. So the Ghost of Yote plates. The pre-orders are gonna start September 4th, just in case you are looking for that. So they got a limited they got a Ghost of Yote gold limited edition bundle. So this one here. For $5.99, $600, people. Okay? For $600. So they got the slim plates and the PS5 Pro plates. Gold and gold limited edition for $65. Them plates is gonna stay right there. That bundle is gonna stay right there. And that game is going to stay right there until it come over to PC. $65 for damn plates, bro. For plates. The first set of plates, by the way, that we've gotten for the PS5 Pro. By the way, it only comes a year after the release of the PS5 Pro. It's plates, for crying out loud. Plates. We had to wait a year for them to come out with official plates. This is crazy, bro. All that is going to stay right there. I ain't touching none of that. The controller, $85. These controllers are already too damn expensive. $85. By the way, that damn control. Shout outs to Gaz. He said that controller looked like, you see when you got poop and you see poop like spread like on a wall. Right here. You see when you see like spreaded poop like on a wall or something? It just spreads out like that. Yo, when I saw that, bro, today, I saw that earlier today, I was dying, bro. I said, nah. I couldn't take the image out of my head anymore. Once he said it, once I read that, I said, nah. Bro, what is this, bro? Who designed it? That's what I be talking about. Like, who be designing these controllers, bro? They all the same, bro. They look trash. All the controllers, the limited joints, trash, bro. Like, why? I think Fortnite has one of the best ones. Because it goes with the Fortnite game and it has a bunch of designs and like small little icons throughout the whole thing, but they never touch this inner part right here. They never touch this. Never. Like, bro, design the whole controller and the back of it too. They show the back here. It's always the same thing, bro. I'm good. Anyways, that's it for that. I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. Let me see what else I got for y'all here. See what else I got. Oh, so hold up. Where is it? Right here. Okay, so those of y'all who are playing Metal Gear Solid on PC. Those of y'all who are playing it on PC. They have figured out a way to get past the 60 frame per second lock on PC. Okay? I'm not a PC head. I don't know what this means, but if you are, this might be helpful to you. Okay? This is it right here. Okay? Turns out that you can enable DLSS frame gen in Metal Gear Solid by pasting the lines included in the second pick in the engine.ini file, which is located where this that right there. That's the location. You also need to use Lyle's mod to unlock the frame rate alongside it. Okay. So this is the code that he's talking about. Okay. Also, make sure you have hardware accelerated GPU scheduling enabled on Windows 10 11 graphics setting. Not to mention that you obviously need a 40 series plus GPU to make the DLSS frame gen work. Further, you should probably test the game more to see if this tweak has any undesired effects. Oh yeah, this is an important bit too that I forgot to mention. You need to force the game to utilize the latest DLSS models, especially frame gen, if you want to get the best possible performance. 50 series owners may even attempt to force multi-frame generation 3 to 4 times and check if it works for them. So that's it right there, okay? Any AMD users? I tried the OptiScaler frame gen, but sadly it resulted in a lot of UI artifacting, and AFMF2 apparently doesn't work, so perhaps lossless scaling frame gen is your only option for now. So it looks like this is only really working for NVIDIA GPUs, okay? So that's it right there. So there you go. Basically, you could run past the 60 frames if you want. You could pass the 60 frames if you want, if you're on PC. These are the advantages you got by playing on PC. Okay? COD will still top the charts this and next year. It could, yeah. I'm not saying it's 100%, but I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that because they do every year. You see what I'm saying? All COD gotta do is just wait until they have their event and they start showcasing the game, start showcasing what the new features is gonna have, new zombies, the multiplayer maps, the nostalgia, because they're bringing back a lot of maps from Black Ops 2. And you know, once they start hitting, people are gonna start getting excited. They're gonna be like, oh, Call of Duty's back. And what next thing you know, it's already at the top 10 on the charts for PlayStation. Once it starts rolling out the marketing things, it's just gonna take off from there. So it's not 100%, but I could definitely see that. That's not what you call it, like their downfall because of Battlefield 6. I told you, like, it's gonna take Battlefield some time, you know. But yeah, and people are so used to just Call of Duty. I told you, it was so hard to get away from something, you know, that you've been playing for so long. Like, it's hard to do that. It's not easy. That's not easy. You know? Shout outs to Diana in the building. Can we drop a bomb for Diana, please?
Finish him.
Oh, Judas. Okay, wait. I got this for y'all too. I got this for y'all too, people. This should have been in the main show. I don't know. I forgot. I must have forgotten. So Judas, here we go, people. This is another highly anticipated game. Here we go, people. They got new details. We know. We've been silent for a while. It takes a lot of time and energy to make marketing materials like trailers, and we're trying to focus all our efforts on finishing Judas. But we also miss the days of having more direct relationship with you, the gamer. So we thought, why not start releasing some dev logs? That's what I'm talking about. Through these, we hope to communicate more frequently to update you with new details on what we're working on without spoiling too much of what Judas has in store. The goal is to keep this pretty lo-fi, meaning more frequent updates than before, but not necessarily always with fancy trailers and super polished final imagery, though there will be more of those as well. See here. Feature update, villainy. We've just finished a major milestone, villainy. Villainy is a central feature of Judas. When you play BioShock or BioShock Infinite, the villain is always going to be the villain. Fontaine, Comstock, they're always going to be the bad guys. In Judas, your actions will attract members of the big three to you as friends. But ignore one of them enough, and they become the villain. From there, they will get access to a new suit of powers to subvert your actions and goals. The clips below demonstrate just a little bit of the feature. This is just one example of how the big three can retaliate. The more dangerous and character-specific stuff will be kept a secret for now. Eventually, you will make decisions about how you're going to focus your energy on and who you'll wind up alienating, okay? So this is the one they're talking about here. Boom, there you go. Okay. A focus on character. One of my personal favorites of all time is Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor, because of the emergent gameplay made possible by their Nemesis system. The system allows you to develop small relationships with multiple orcs. However, their goals were a little different than ours because there are so many different orcs and they don't have the time to develop them into characters. Judas, you're going to get to know these characters intimately. We want losing one of them to feel like you're losing a friend. We want to play with that dynamic. We want that choice to be super hard. The big three are all going to be competing for your favor and attention. They can bribe you, save you in battle, talk shit about other characters, and share with you their darkest secrets. But eventually, you've got to decide who you trust and who don't. BioShock Infinite, there was a lot of energy invested into developing a relationship with Elizabeth. By the end of the game, you knew everything about her abilities, her hopes, and dreams. But the truth is, she knew almost nothing about you, the gamer playing Booker. Judas, the big three observe you as you play. They have feelings not only about how you approach combat, hacking, and crafting, but most importantly, your interactions with the other two characters. This is sounding fire, bro. Okay? I'm liking what I'm reading right here. As part of the villainy milestone, we also completed the biggest Judas playtest yet, where new players experience this feature firsthand. Every time we test, we learn so much. We love having that level of knowledge when working on the game. The testers shared tons of valuable feedback on the weight of the decisions and how it impacted outcome. Their interest and learning more about character motivations and how moments where the big three helped or turned on them changed their future decisions. Okay, this is the new key art, which is fire. I'm about to put this as my background. Another thing we're excited about to share is this. This is the new key art right here. Woo! This is fire right here, bro. Okay. How do I exit this? Oh, right here. Okay. So we're really happy to finally show this off. I have always personally been a huge fan of Drew Struzan's work and that era of movie posters. The style is great at presenting films that have a big cast like Star Wars, and Judas has a big cast. Outside of the lead roles, likely going to be more than 100 speaking parts. If you look closely, there's probably some details you might be curious about. Let's just say there's some stuff in this game that we're not going to talk about right now, but everything here is relevant. There's one thing we're sure you all want to know. When is Judas coming out? While we we could give you an exact date today, we're not quite ready to finalize that. As you know, release dates have a way of slipping by. We'd like to avoid having to change the date after we announce it. But we know Judas is not really a game until players get their hands on it, and that's a day everyone on the team is working towards. That's it right there. Okay? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this, everything I've read to y'all. Does it sound good? Does it sound like you'll be buying this game after hearing that? This sounds incredible, bro. To me, it sounds incredible. Like, everything, every action has a reaction. Every decision that you make, has consequences. Like they say, the companions are now gonna be able to read you as well. They're gonna see how you approach combat and how you hack things and your relationship with the other two, right? Because there's three of them. They're gonna be keeping an eye on you, just as you are keeping an eye on them. So you gotta know what you're doing. It's gonna have a great intimate tone to the story, right? Because like they said, you're gonna get attached to the companions. So it's gonna come a point that you might, mess something up with one of them, and that might not have been the one that you wanted to let go of. But that one has been noticing how you've been acting this whole time, and it turns on you. It could turn on you. So the story's gonna be really good in this game. Story's gonna be really good. And you add all that to the trailer that they showed us before. It's listen, man. I'm in there day one. That's all I gotta say. All right, I'm in there day one. I'm gonna download this damn image here. I'm gonna put that in my background. It look fire. So that's that. Okay. That's that. Let me see what else I got for y'all here real quick. I showed y'all all that. The plates. So for the the No Man's Sky, so you're gonna get a Corvette ship class. All right. So I'm assuming Corvette is in the game, the brand. You're gonna be able to build Corvette style ships, assemble ships, right? Like I told you, from the ground up. Everything about the ship, you can build it how you want it. Mission radar, autopilot in space, spacewalking, new missions, starship interiors, new spacesuits. You can skydive. Okay, I don't know if y'all noticed it in the trailer. You could skydive, bro. graphical improvements, varied cockpits, and new expedition. I gotta get that game one time and just run it to see how it is. Pearl Abyss. So the publisher that what's that called? PlayOn has announced a partnership with Pearl Abyss for the launch of Crimson Desert. As a part of this partnership, PlayOn will be global publishing for the title for both digital as well as physical copies. Okay. This is their statement here put out. Let me see. No. Oh yeah, they just talking about their partnership. Okay. I'm not sure if y'all want me to read you other. But they are publishing the game. Let's see here real quick. Something real quick. Okay, so let me show you some of the games that PlayOn has. Okay. This is who's publishing Crimson Desert for Pearl Abyss. Okay. They got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Dawn of War 4, got Screamer, they got Metal Eden, Echoes of the End, Dead Island 2, Undisputed, The Siege and the Sand Fox, Killing Floor 3, MotoGP 25. These are the ones coming soon. Right? Things like that. All right? So that's it. Right? That this is who they are. PlayOn, okay? They are the ones doing this. They're bringing Crimson Desert. They are doing the whole digital and physical distribution for them. Okay, so that's it for that right there. Hopefully they could come out with it, you know, give them some funds or whatever it is, and get the ball rolling. Let me see what else I got for y'all here, right? Boom. I showed you that. Acclaim. So Acclaim, remember I showed y'all this joint. Okay? Acclaim. They're making a comeback, remember? So they're hosting a showcase next month. Let me see here. September 10. Here it is. Okay. So here it is. Boom. September 10 at 2:30 Eastern time. All right. So that's gonna be the time that we probably go live a little bit early. So we're gonna be streaming this, of course. I'm excited. I want to see what they coming back with. Okay. Acclaim was huge. You know, back in my day. Yeah, here you go. There was a household name in the 80s and the 90s for franchises like Mortal Kombat, NBA Jam, Turok, a bunch of WWE titles like the WWF Arcade. Bro, crazy, right? So they're making a comeback, so let's see what they got to show us, all right? Y'all make sure y'all pull up. We watching that joint. September 10, 2:30. All right? So that's the latest out of them right there. I'm hyped. That's legendary right there. Let me see what else I got here for y'all. I think I told y'all about Tokyo Game Show. I'll tell you. And I think that's it for the rapid fire news, okay? And this. Take a look at this. I want you to take a look at it. Bro. After this, we taking questions, comments, and concerns. Look at this. After this, we taking questions, comments, concerns. Look at this. This is the Naughty Dog we've been getting. Look at this. PS3, 2007, bro. Last of Us, Uncharted, Uncharted, Uncharted. Last of Us, Uncharted, Uncharted. Last of Us, Last of Us. I'm done. Questions, comments, concern, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I'm so pissed. Y'all be thinking I'm just up in here saying whatever. Look, this is why I'm pissed. Look at this. I'm done. Questions, comments, concern, ladies and gentlemen. The floor is officially yours. Okay, let me bring up some damn trailers here, and we're gonna get it popping for a couple minutes. If nobody got nothing to say, we up out of here. Hopefully, y'all show up tomorrow for the next gameplay showcase for Metal Gear Solid. We finna wrap that up tomorrow. So make sure y'all pull up. You understand what I'm saying? Facts. Facts. Boom. Get it popping, people. Get it popping, people. What y'all got for me? Yo, what up? What up, Gifted? Running late to the stream. About to run it back, bro. My brother. Do your thing, my brother. It's all good, bro. It's all good. What y'all got for me here? I see Crystal Dynamics has some layoffs due to Perfect Dark. Yeah, it's over. It's over. Crystal Dynamics is done. Well, they're not done, but they had some layoffs. They had some layoffs due to Perfect Dark. A lot of people, I'm pissed about Perfect Dark. I'm pissed. I don't know who to blame there. I don't know who to put the blame on. What happened behind the scenes. I don't know nothing, bro. All I know is that I'm pissed that they canceled Perfect Dark. I'm pissed. Judas sounds fire, bro. After reading that, I know they going heavy on the details in that. They going heavy on that. Know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. What y'all got for me, man? Spending a couple minutes here, man. What y'all got for me? Yo, we got the train simulator, people. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes, ladies. Oh, yes, ladies. That's not good. That's Microsoft, people. Yeah, y'all caught up, people. Y'all caught up. um 2K had revealed the park today. They bringing back some OG parks. Bringing back Sunset Beach. They bringing back River City. Old Town. And this joint here on Station. This joint right here. Yeah. It looks pretty good, bro. I saw the reveal this morning. It looking good. Looking good, people. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, people. Hold on. Okay. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? So here we go, people. We gonna listen to a little bit of this right here because we got some breaking news, ladies. We got some breaking news. Telling you, I keep telling. Now, we ain't gonna watch the whole thing. I'm gonna watch the whole thing, but we got some breaking news. Make sure the volume is good. Gonna get it. This is right here. Moore's Law is dead. Talking about the PlayStation 6 leak. Got updated documents, people. This just dropped 20 minutes ago, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all want it today or y'all want to do a show tomorrow? Whoa. What y'all want? I'm going to show it to you first because y'all here with me right now. And y'all know I'll be bringing y'all breaking news. It's just like that, people. Here we go. Moore's Law is dead. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to this channel, man. Let's do it.
This is AMD Canis, the APU inside Sony's upcoming PlayStation 6 dockable handheld console. And yeah, it's a beautiful, yet tiny, roughly 135mm square die built on a TSMC 3nm node. And this is not a redundant video. You see, many of you might say, well, your channel already put out a PlayStation 6 leak that included information about the handheld a month ago, didn't it? My answer to you would be yes. But that video, as was stated back then, was based on early documentation of the PlayStation 6 product, a presentation from AMD to Sony on the direction they thought Sony should go in. But today I will be giving you comprehensive information on the PlayStation 6 handheld that is from documentation that is up to date, at least as of the day this video is coming out. And it is very comprehensive, by the way. So comprehensive that I have been able to estimate the rough cost to make the console, and therefore what I believe the final MSRP will be, final performance estimates, and like you already saw at the beginning of this video, renders of the APU itself based on the exact die size and specs that I am aware of. But let's start with that APU that will power the handheld before we get to more information. So here you go. Here is a render of AMD Canis, the APU in the PlayStation 6 handheld, and it comes with 4 Zen 6C cores in a single CCX. But then there's also 2 more low-power Zen 6 cores that are specifically, from what I saw in documentation, for running the operating system and keeping all non-gaming tasks away from the main gaming cores. Now,
yo, my man, where
this
the price at?
4-core gaming CCX will power a 16
Where the
compute unit
RDNA
leaked
5
picture
integrated
GPU.
Homeboy.
And if that doesn't sound that strong, please remember that RDNA 4 is 40% faster per compute unit than RDNA 3, which is already faster per compute unit than RDNA 2, and then RDNA 5, which is what this uses, is another up. Anyways, let us continue. So the PlayStation 6 handheld, in addition to those compute units and CPU cores, will come with a 192-bit bus. Those who have been paying attention will note that this is a 50%
so this is about the
increase from the
handheld?
earlier print. What's possible here? And also note that I did this professionally as an engineering account manager before I started doing YouTube full time. So if I might toot my own horn, I'm good at this. I was dead on last gen too, by the way, estimating the price of the PS5 that everyone said would cost more. But anyways, as you can see, Canis uses, yes, a more expensive node than the PS5 did, but 3 nanometer has immaculately good yields. In fact, the yields are so good, or expected to be so good on 3 nanometer for PlayStation Canis, that they don't plan to disable any part of the die. Telling you right now, well, PlayStation Orion will disable some parts of the die for consistent yields. They don't believe they need to disable anything for Canis. And because it's so much smaller, and because the die yields are so good on 3 nanometer, it actually still will cost a lot less for the silicon in this handheld than what it costs to put that APU in the PS5, despite it being, well, roughly the same performance or better. And meanwhile, yes, Canis and Orion will have more RAM, but understand that in 2020, GDDR6 was really expensive compared to where it is now. In fact, GDDR6 is a half to a third the price of what it was in 2020.
What is this?
And LPDDR5X, according to people I've talked to, should cost a little less than GDDR6. A little less.
What is this right here? Is this the PlayStation 6 Slim? Because this is the handheld, and this looks like the overpowered one, the Orion console. This looks like the you know, the one with all the specs in it. This looks like this is the handheld, and this here says PS6S, which costs significantly less than the original console, which is set out to be $800. Yo, yo, what's going on? Yo, what's going on? What's going on out there, man? Yo, Lunchi, what's good? Yes, live streaming. Yes, push square article. It's low. Oh, sure. Yes, push square. What you talking about, Lunchi? Yo. Oh, Tokyo Game Show? Yeah, we're gonna stream that, bro. I've been told you about Tokyo Game Show. That's not coming till like the next month, September like 26th or something. I know. Yeah, I'm gonna stream it. I'm just not excited about it because I was excited about it last year, And last year was a huge disappointment. I was like, yo, Tokyo Game Show. They're going to show it. I was like, yo, we getting a showcase. PlayStation's 30th anniversary. They're going to show it. I was like, yo, there wasn't even a state of play happening. They're going to show it. And I kept getting disappointed. Time after time after time. I said, I'm good. I'm a streamer. I know about it. I know about the Tokyo Game Show. But can you talk to me about this $800 PlayStation 6 that's coming out in a couple years? Can somebody talk to me about this here? Can somebody talk to me about this here?
Per gigabyte than what GDDR6 costs now, which is a lot less than when the PS5 launched. And by 2027, it will probably be even less than that. And GDDR7 should be around $5 a gigabyte, I would estimate. And so, look, if anything, I'm being conservative. I actually think that the cost could be even lower than this. But as long as things trend where they're going right now, I think the numbers will be around what you're seeing on screen or lower. And because of that, as you can see, the handheld, I do believe, can easily price match the Switch 2 if Sony wants to. And that really should be embarrassing for Nintendo. This doesn't mean that I'm wrong, by the way, that Nintendo's charging $449 for a far weaker and cheaper console here with what I've been saying about a main goal of the PS6 and the PS6 handheld and PS6S, as I call it, is to kill off any desire to not upgrade from PS4. And seriously, all over PlayStation 6 documentation, multiple times, it says things like, cannot cost too much, cost constrained, keeping costs low. The goal here is for Sony to make consoles that aren't that much more to make than the PlayStation 5 was. And in fact, to have the PS6S be something that appeals to people still gaming on the PS4. And I think that they will be able to accomplish that. I truly do think that the PlayStation 6 home console will cost less than the PS5 Pro does now, unless a trade war goes haywire, and which I'll tell you if that changes my
MSRP estimate, PSVR2 greedy. MSRP estimate, old school aggressive. Likely MSRP range, Moore's Law is that opinion. So his opinion is the one in the bottom. So he's looking at this joint to be anywhere from 300 to 400, 400 to 500 for the handheld, 549 to 699 for the main console. He's saying that in the files it said is literally saying must keep the cost low. Right? I'm gonna just read some of these notes and I'm out of here because I've really gotta. This just dropped, so I'm not really like paying attention to it, and it's like 30 minutes, 27 minutes long. So I gotta like sit down and listen to it, and then I'll be able to bring y'all something, right? Because this just finished coming out. Okay, this is new. This is breaking news, people. The $80 other cost for handheld comes from averaging the option B estimate, audio plus power plus Mac input packaging from MetaQuest 3 BOM, and I assume half cost for PS6S. What is that? Is that the PSVR? What is that? PS6S. Thermal and battery estimate also cost from, I'm assuming because he's putting in MetaQuest. Okay. SSD cost simply comes from currently available last gen 4 drives or prior 2020 SSD costs. Controller, screen, Blu-ray, PS5 and PS6 Orion board, and other costs are informed estimates. I cannot possibly know the final RAM capacity Sony used, but 36 gigs to 40 gigs is what sounds most likely based on the input from devs. 5, for the greedy estimate, I assumed a somewhat similar margin to what Sony had with the PSVR 2. It should be noted that PSVR 2 did not sell well, so I wouldn't assume Sony would look at that as a success. Also, it gotta be the PS6S. Gotta be the virtual, right? So that's what he's talking about. So the aggressive will be $249. The greedy will be $399. But he's thinking, since it wasn't a success, they didn't really sell much. He's thinking they're gonna price it anywhere from $300 to $400. The next one. That's what he's talking about. Okay. Um. Please note that the estimate BOM cost is something I, Tom, did professionally as an engineering account manager. For PS6S, I believe Sony will specifically target a similar price to PS4 in order to win over PlayStation gamers that haven't upgraded. So wait. You see, that's why I got to read through this like by myself. So the PS6S is going to be some sort of Xbox Series S? Oh, man. So you telling me we're going to have a PS6S? That's what you telling me? Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to listen to it, and I'm going to see what he got to say. For the handheld, I believe that Sony will price match the current at the time Switch 2 pricing or add $50 if they're feeling cocky. For PS6 Orion, which is the big boy, okay? I know for a fact that Sony's main goal is to keep next-gen pricing reasonable. This is directly stated multiple times in Orion documentation. Based on this, I have to insist that anything above $700 would be seen as a failure in that goal, and that's the last point that he points out there. Okay. Again, I'm gonna watch the video alone and I'll listen to everything he got to say. I can't do it right now. This video just came out. This is breaking news. I gotta look through it. But I'm kind of in the fence. If they trying to keep this down to the bare minimum, how is this console gonna be $700? $549, first of all, is his starting starting price. Right above me. Right here. I mean right here, sorry. $549 through $699, which is $700, which is what the PS5 Pro cost at the moment. Which the PlayStation 6 is supposed to have a much stronger CPU, much upgraded. PSSR will be basically fully loaded by that time it comes out. All the upgrades we're going to have, the DualSense controller that is going to bring inside, everything that is supposed to be bringing for next generation console gaming. I don't see this coming out below $700. I don't see it. I cannot see it. Because how are you pricing the PS5 Pro at $700? If that's the case, then the PS5 Pro was a scam. If the PS6, I'm going to tell you right now, and you're going to hear this right here, right now. If the PlayStation 6 comes out less than the PS5 Pro, that means that this whole time, the PS5 Pro has been a scam. There's no way, with all the upgrades that they keep telling us, that the PS6 is going to have. There's no way that a PS6 should cost less than a PlayStation 5 Pro. There's no way. There's no way. Does it come out matching $700? I could see that happening. I cannot see the PS6 coming out at $549. There's just no way I see that happening. There's no way. Like how? When we listened to him the other day, he was talking about the last video that the PS6 is gonna have how much more ray tracing than the PS5? I forgot the number. But it was some crazy number. He's like, oh, it's gonna have like 6 to 7 times the ray tracing of the PS5, and even more than the PS5 Pro is gonna have this, and you know, like talking like it's gonna be like the greatest thing ever. So that's why I'm having a hard time believing that. Like, bro. So if it comes at 549, I don't think the PS6 is gonna be as powerful as they say it is. Because there's no way that this could come out with all that hardware that they're putting inside that console to come out at 549. That's a big loss right there that they taking on each console sold. That's a big loss. Because tech ain't cheap. So, yeah, that's what he's saying about that. And the PS6S, what the hell is that? I never even knew that they were thinking about coming out with a slim console. I didn't know that. I had no idea. I thought that this whole time we were getting a handheld and the console. And the latest rumor was that if you wanted to come bundled, it was gonna be like $1,000 with the bundle, but that you could buy the handheld separately for like $500, and you could buy the console separately for whatever it was that it was gonna cost. Right? That's all I heard. I've never heard that they coming out with some sort of PS6 Slim or the Xbox Series S version of the PS6. I didn't know that. So I'm going to have to listen to this video carefully sometime either tonight or tomorrow. Because I got to understand what he's talking about here, because I had no idea that they were planning that. And if that is the case, there's something going on here that they're not telling us. There's something going on. For him to sit there and say that they're looking for this console to come out as low in the price range, as low as they possibly could, that they even talking about $549. Then you got a PS6 Slim, which I didn't know about. Then you got the low power save mode that they updated our consoles with, preparing us for those next generation consoles that's supposed to be having a low power save mode, which is supposed to be for the handheld, so it could be able to run games natively or something like that. PS5 Slim, PS6 Slim at $299, $300. What is going on here? I don't know. I didn't know this was happening. I did not know this was happening. So I'm going to take a listen to all this later, and I'm going to see what this guy got to say. Because I was not aware of that. And by the looks of it, something fishy is going on back there at SIE, by the way, gentlemen. Just in case you don't know, you're not getting the grift. Just in case you're not following with me, there's something fishy going on. Just in case you ain't getting the drift. There's something fishy going on over there. This is what they should be asking for. See this up here? $799. This is what they should be asking for the next generation PlayStation 6. If it's as powerful as they're talking about that it's gonna be, it should be somewhere around $800. If it's if it's really that powerful. We just read rasterization. They was like what they said, two to three times more rasterization, which is not much, which is another red flag. I just read you the article today. This article right here. Before we leave. I just read you. This article right here. It's right here. They said here, it's crazy how this is working, because I just read you this today. That Moore's Law is Dead video just finished dropping 30 minutes ago. My goodness. See here. Right? See this? So significant ray tracing performance on consoles should be expected. However, all this tech is not going to allow for ray tracing without compromise. According to the leaker, who predicts something of the sort is still 2 decades away. Also, they said in this article here, rasterization performance, on the other hand, is set to improve by only 2 to 3 times, which may sound disappointing to some, but should be more than enough to allow the system to easily hit 4K resolution at 120 frames per second gameplay while keeping the cost down as much as possible. Which games is it going to be able to do that? This is what you're not failing to understand here. What games are you talking about? Are you talking about Call of Duty? You talking about Fortnite? That's what you're talking about? Games like that? Oh, sure. Go right ahead. You could run those games 4K resolution, 120 hertz. Go, yeah. Go right ahead. When The Witcher 4 start coming out, when all them heavy hitters start coming out, is it going to be able to do all that you're talking about? With only 2 to 3 times more rasterization? You going to be able to do all that? I don't know. All I know is that I just read you this article today. Fast forward, we got our boy Moore's Law is Dead up in here talking about all this. I don't know. Anyways, I'm getting up out of here. Yeah, they're relying heavy on AI. Heavy on AI. Heavy on AI. I'm about to get up out of here, people. Okay? I'm about to get up out of here, man. I get up out. The facts. So that's gonna be it right there. Okay, that's gonna be it right there. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. Unless something crazy happens tomorrow, I'm going back to streaming Metal Gear Solid. I think I'm gonna wrap up the game tomorrow on the live stream. And then Friday, I'm picking up Lost Soul Aside, and I'm gonna stream that here too. Gonna get it popping, all right? Thank y'all so much for tuning in here. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate everybody who tuned in, who smashed the like button, who kept the chat alive. Thank y'all so much, man. With that being said, people, it is your boy, the gifted one here. I'm gonna catch y'all. The next one, I'm gone.